Good morning, fourth graders, and welcome to my house. We are going to do some math lessons. It's hard because I'm actually doing this again from home and not using the smartboard. But we are looking at page number 236. And on 236, they figured out the time in and time out. So if you look at, for example, the first one is Tristan. Tristan went in to the pool fundraiser at 4:05 and left at 4:50. So he was there for 45 minutes, and 45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour. 15 minutes would be 1/4 of an hour. 30 minutes would be half an hour. And an hour obviously is an hour. If you look at the ones that it didn't give us, we have Lucas. He went in at 2 and then he got out at 3. So that means he was in the pool for, you got it, 1 hour. And then if we jump down to Craig, Craig was there from 2:09 to 3:39. So he was there for, if you subtracted those, would be 1 hour. And the minutes, 39 minus 9 would give us 30. So it's half an hour. So as a mixed number, it'll be 1 1/2 hours. I'll give you more directions on my next video in just a little bit. That kind of gives you the gist of the first page, page 236. Jumping to page 237, let me flip this for you so you can see it correctly. On page 237, we see a line plot. And a line plot is simply organizing the information that we have from the previous chart and putting X's on top of it. So they had 2 of the first 5 had 3/4 of an hour, so that's why there are 2 X's on there. If there's only 1 X, that means you're only there for that one period of time. If there are no X's, like for 1/4, that means no one was there for a quarter of an hour, nor went to the pool for a quarter of an hour. And number 3 is going to be a little bit of a challenge later on. You have to calculate after you put all the X's in from the previous page, from page 236 onto 237. After you have all these X's, so if there are 2 X's, you're going to add 3/4 plus 3/4, which will give you an hour and a half. So we're going to add all these numbers. We're going to have a whole bunch of X's to add up. So that'll be a little bit challenging for number 3. In number 4, we're going to be doing some math terms. We have minimum, which means the smallest. Like if you turn the radial to the minimum, it'll be really, really low. Maximum is cranking it to the highest level. And then you have range. Range is using both of those. It's subtracting the maximum from the minimum. Mode, just like the word most, has an O in the middle of it. It appears most often. So which one has the most X's? In this case, on this page, it would be 3/4 because there are 2 X's on it, at least as of right now. And then the middle value is the median. And the median is going to be putting them from lowest to greatest, which is what they already do with the line plot. So you're going to look at those and try to figure out which one is in the middle. And usually you do that by crossing out the first one, then crossing out the last one, then crossing out the next closest one to the beginning, and the next closest one to the end until you get to the middle. If it's an odd number, one number is going to be the answer. If it's an even number of X's that you have all together, you're going to just divide the last 2 and figure out what that's going to be. So if it was between 2 and 1, you'd add those together, which are 3. Cut them in half, you would have 1 1/2. So then it would be 1 1/2 for the median. And again, I'll explain more to this in a little bit. And the last page is playing a factors and multiples moves game. And again, the next video, I'll show you a little bit more of this. We won't do the entire game. And again, I don't have the whole thing copied without my smartboard, but I'm using an easel in McKinley's room, and McKinley and I will show you how to play that game in just a little bit in our next video. So we'll see you in a bit.